Hey y'all, it's Chris, the PDX Picker. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into this video today. We have a good topic. It's a follow-up from the previous video, and I think you should all stick around and hopefully learn a few things on it. It's how to list items faster, what to do to make the listing process go quicker. So along the way, we're also going to pull some orders that sold for me on eBay and Poshmark. We have 16 items going out for a total of right around $520 all in. So let's go ahead and get started right after the intro song.
Wanna buy that Farrah Fawcett poster? There's dispensers and a toaster. Don't know why. That kind of stuff you throw away. I'll sell on eBay.
All right, so we'll go ahead and start pulling a few orders, and then we'll get into the topic here. So it was a pretty decent day for sales, for sure. The past couple of days, I've sold those 15, 16 things. I did make a boo-boo when it came to running a promotion. I tried to sort all of my items that were over 180 days old, and I tried to, I don't know how this happened. I sorted, or I selected everything that was $15 and above, or at least I thought I did, and only put those items 50% off. Either eBay messed up, but more likely it was user error and I messed up, and a bunch of items that were under $15 also went on sale for 50% off. So I ended up selling a couple of things for like $4 free shipping. So anyway, it's not fun to have to pay somebody to basically literally take those off my hands, because the shipping will be more than $4, but at least they're getting out of here. So, all right, let's go ahead and get some orders pulled. The first ones are some weightlifting shoes that I picked up at my favorite Goodwill, just 2 weeks ago at the most, and they sold really quickly. Picked them up for $12.99. They were in very good condition, as most weightlifting shoes are going to be, because very rarely do the users wear them outside. They usually are just worn around in the gym, but they're these Reebok Legacy, kind of this blue-gray colorway. I think it's cold gray is the specific term. They sold for $50 plus shipping very quickly. So really nice sale to get things started off. And another sale, good profit on this one. I picked these up at the Goodwill outlet somewhat recently and just barely listed them, and they also sold very fast. It's a pair of these Fox racing shorts. Not exactly sure what the use on these is. If they're, you know, like somebody's going to wear these when they're out, like doing outdoor ATV riding, or if they're just literally shorts to wear for outside. I don't know. Anyway, those sold for $15.95 plus shipping. Probably picked them up for $1 at the Goodwill outlet. So pretty good on that one. This next item I also picked up at the outlet. For those of you waiting, I will get to the topic here right after this item. It is, but anyway, this item, it's a pair of Crocs slides, and got these at the Goodwill outlet. So the cost on them is minimal, maybe $1.60 or so, because they probably weigh about a pound. But these weren't really great sales, so good size, men's 12, but they only sold for $14.90 free shipping. So probably costs about $6 to ship. So all in, I'll make about $5, which is not horrible because they sold quite quickly. So so those are the items that we sold. Yesterday I talked about, or the previous video, which was yesterday for me, I talked about an issue that I had run into when it came to listing. I have a goal. I want to list at least 12 items a day, and I fail routinely. In fact, I've only hit that goal one time this month. We're 9 days into the month. I've only hit my goal once this month. So not good. You might think, oh, you should adjust your goal. Is your goal too high? No, I think what I need to do is work on adjusting how I list. So I talked about how when I went to list some clothing items, I listed this old REI jacket, which by the way sold already. You'll see that later on in the video. It took me probably 20 minutes at least, maybe more, just to list and sell that, or just to list that one jacket, because it was unique. It was old. Had to do a lot of research on when was it made, what kind of material was it made out of. None of these things were evident by the tag. There was no tag that talked about the material. The tag that showed the REI name on it was so old that there's nothing else that I could find. There was one other tag that Google Lens showed, and it was somebody who collected old vintage tags. Didn't tell me when it was. Anyway, moral of the story is it took me, in my opinion, way too long to list that one item, and it really made me realize I have to come up with a strategy or strategies for listing things quicker. So I talked about also how I have this big pile, this big bag here of G.I. Joe vehicles, which are really cool and fun. They're all from the 80s, maybe 90s. I've had them for months, and I haven't gone to list them because the amount of research it's going to take on each individual item to figure out exactly what it is, what accessories go with it, etc. It's daunting. It's going to be a big ordeal, and I just haven't taken the time to do it yet. So let's come up with some strategies, or these are things that I am going to implement in my listing process moving forward. Maybe you'll like some of these, maybe you won't. Comment down below if you think these are good ideas, if you have other tips for ways to list faster. But here we go. So came up with 4 strategies that I'm going to try and implement. And the first, these are in no particular order, but the first one is I have found when I go and list brand new in the package items, they go by really fast. It's really easy to list them because in general, all the information you need for the item is already on the packaging. You've got the name, what it is, sometimes the UPC code can be beneficial for you. So it's just really simple and easy to list those. So what I'm going to do is, I generally am on the lookout for these, but I'm going to continue to be on the lookout, even maybe more so, when I'm sourcing to buy items that are new and in the package. Of course, the item needs to be a good one. You can't just find anything that's new, buy it, and hope that it sells. But so if it's a good item, has a good sell-through rate, and it's new in package, boom. It's going to be a great purchase, and I'm going to try and implement more of that in my sourcing. I know that's not the only thing I can do because there's going to be a lot of there's just not enough of those things out there for me to have the size of eBay business that I want. So my next idea, my next suggestion, next thing that I'm going to implement is going through my death pile. So my death pile is probably similar to a lot of you out there. This is my setup here, and I have these 3 rows. This row right here, this row right here, and that row back there. Those are all my death pile, and it's daunting for sure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through it and try and organize it in a little better so that I have categories. I'm going to put things in similar areas. So I'm going to put all the clothes in one section, all the shoes in one section, all of the toys in one section, all of the electronics, etc., etc. You get the idea. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to put everything in similar piles. So then when it comes time for me to list, hopefully that'll be helpful. And if I'm listing similar items, that should hopefully make the listing process go a little bit faster because I'm not having to go from one item type to another and kind of just going through the whole process of what it takes to, list a pair of jeans versus list a toy from the 80s versus listing, I don't know, a book or something. So that will be a strategy that I implement, which is going through my death pile. Also, it'll help me find items that I probably completely forgot about. Maybe I'll get re-excited about wanting to list those things. So that's strategy number 2. Strategy number 3, which I really like, for me personally, is I'm going to start using a timer when I list. A couple of reasons for this, and I'll use that REI jacket as an example. So as I was doing the research on that, I wasn't necessarily keeping track of the time, but I want to have a timer that I set on my phone, probably the easiest thing to do, or I can maybe get an egg timer or something, like digital timer. And I want to have a limit on the amount of time that it takes for me to list an item. I don't know what that is. Let's say it's 8 minutes, 6 minutes. If it's 6 minutes, that means I can get 10 items listed in an hour. Quick math there. So that would probably, if I can get 10 items listed in an hour, and my daily goal is 12 items. If I can list everything in 1 hour and 12 minutes, I think that's doable. I think that's something that I can repeat on a regular basis. So if I have a timer going, let's say I'm doing research on that REI jacket. Sometimes I get lost in Google, rabbit holes or eBay rabbit holes where I look at this and I go, oh, that might be it, that might be it. And next thing I know, 20 minutes has gone by. Well, not only is that not beneficial when it comes to meeting my listing goal, but I also did an analysis personally back in the month of February for how much do I earn per hour, or how much do I make per hour in my business, and it came out to right around $24, which is not spectacular. I probably need to tighten that up so I can earn a higher hourly rate, but let's just use that number, $24 an hour. If I was spending 20 minutes on researching that and listing that REI jacket, that means I spent $8 of person time, labor time to list that item, which means I essentially lost $8 already off the top when I went to list that item. So if I cut that in half, now I've already gained $4 back because it didn't take as long when it went to listing. So implementing a timer and picking out what that per listing time is, it's got to be realistic, it's got to be doable, but if you have that timer running, and it'll help you hold yourself accountable, make sure you're just you can make it a game, make sure you're beating the timer and listing as quickly as you can. It'll just help with the efficiency overall. And last but not least, what I'm going to do, yesterday I sold an Atari 1050 disk drive. I had bought it well over a year ago. I had done research back in the day before I bought it, but that that information had long disappeared for me. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to keep a notebook of sorts, whether that's handwritten or electronic, of any sourcing or any item research that I've done along the way. So that way I can, if I've done a lot of work, I've found comps, I've found information about an item, and I probably am going to handwrite it, to be honest, because I'm a little bit old school. But that way, when I go to list the item, I can find the research that I've done on it. And that way, I won't have to reinvent the wheel and start from scratch, completely waste not only essentially the time that I spent when I went to buy it. Well, now I'm having to redo that again. That's time wasted. But if I had written down the knowledge, I could recall it, put it in my listing, go from there, or use that when I'm going to list the item, and hopefully really tighten up the listing process, make it quicker. So those are 4 things that I came up with, strategies and techniques that I'm going to implement to hopefully make my listing go quicker on eBay. Like I said, comment below if these are something that you have tried, if you have any more ideas. There's a lot of tried and true methods, sell similar, listing, using templates, things that can help people speed up their listing. So any of those things, if you have those, go ahead and comment down below and let us know if they worked for you. But all right, let's go back to picking these items. We're going to go through here relatively quick, so it's not a super long video. We do have some good ones in here. This next item is another thing I picked up all at the Goodwill outlet. It is a Nightmare Before Christmas sweater. And in general, my opinion is The Nightmare Before Christmas is still really, really good. It's trendy. It's still something that sells well. And this is kind of a hooded cardigan. Couldn't find any exact comps out there, so I didn't spend a whole lot of time when I went to list it. But picked it up, probably spent about, we'll just say $1.50, and it sold for $17 plus shipping pretty quickly. Next item that sold, middle of April, early April, and I sold Christmas, and not even a Christmas that I would necessarily think. It's just a set of Christmas ornaments that are, something you could buy at like Target or whatever. Maybe a little bit better shot of these, but so yeah, just set of Christmas ornaments, not even complete. Those sold for $13.68 free shipping, so I guess somebody is getting their Christmas decorating done, or planning done early. Next item I picked up for $5. I picked them at my favorite Goodwill, and they are a pair of Chaco flip-flops. Chaco's flip-flops. They had, I think all of their flip-flops they've decided to price for $4.99, whether they're Old Navy or Chacos or something else even. At least that's the person that had priced these. That seemed to be the philosophy that they're using. But just a nice pair of Black and gray Chacos in good condition. Sold those for $29.95 plus shipping relatively quickly. So a nice flip on those. Here is a PS3 game. I picked up in a lot of PS3 games. I spent about $3.25 on each of them. And this is GoldenEye 007 Reloaded. Sold for $14.95 plus shipping. So pretty good little sale on that one. Here's the first item that sold on my 50% off sale. I have a few of these left over. They are plates and by a company called Belleek. Belleeek. These are plates that my grandmother had collected over the years. She passed on a long time ago, back in the 90s. My mom kept them, and nobody really was keeping them in our family, so she just said, hey, if you want to sell these, go ahead. And I've sold most of it, but there's a few left. This is a I won't go into a lot of detail about these, but Belleek is like a lot of some of that older China type stuff. A lot of it depends on when it was made and all that, and this is no exception. This has a mark on the back, and based off of the research done, this is a third mark, meaning it was made, I don't know, let's say in the 40s. And it is a Bacchus plate. There's the god of whatever wine. I don't know what Bacchus is, but anyway. That sold for $40 plus shipping. It was originally listed at $80, but I had it 50% off because it's been listed for a long, long time. It just hasn't sold. Okay, this next item, second one of my lucky pickups at an estate sale when I found 2 Sleep Number remote controls for sale. Sold one already, and this is the second one. I paid a total of $1 for both each, or for total. I paid $1 for both of them, so 50 cents each. And these are great pickups if you can find them. This sold for $99.95 plus shipping. Here it's it's got the Sleep Number on the bottom here. I tested this out with batteries and everything's good to go. And I guess these stop working for a while, and so people need to replace them, and they're expensive. So heck of a flip on that one. And this next item that sold, I picked up for $4 at my church rummage sale that I love to go to. It is a Philips Norelco Aquatech electric shaver. That's the word I was looking for. So 4 into $19.95, and it sold in about a day or two. So quick flip on that one. I might have been able to list it for a little bit more, but I'd rather take the quick money. And let's see, we've got 3 more good items, and a couple of bad ones. So this next item that's sold is a Coleman catalytic heater. So this might have been a much better pickup if I had wanted to take the time to test it, but I didn't, because frankly, not only is it just something I didn't want to take the time to learn, but these things kind of scare me. I mean, not really, but here's what it looks like. And so you got to find the right fuel to put in here, and depending on how that all works, this will heat up or I don't know how to describe this, based off of some sort of internal mechanism there. It'll give off heat, and it's older, probably from the 70s. Picked it up for $5. If I had tested it, I would have made more, but I just had it in my 50% off sale to get rid of it. So it sold for $16 plus $20 shipping. So definitely a good, I'm sure it'll cost less than that to ship. So next item that sold for me on Poshmark. Not a big money item, but picked this up for $1 at an estate or a garage sale. I thought it was cool. Didn't think it had a lot of value in it, and it didn't, but it still sold for $13 plus shipping. So this is an old Dumbo Dufex foil art, D-U-F-E-X. So I don't know exactly how it's done, but it's like done on tin foil or foil type of thing, and it looks really cool. It's framed. Bought it for $1, sold for $13 plus shipping. And then the last good item, and we have two. We have a McDonald's toy that I sold for $4 free shipping, and a DVD that I sold for $4.45 free shipping. So look out, world. Anyway, here's this REI jacket. Sold for $38 free shipping. Not free shipping, $38 plus shipping. And when I had it listed, I had, in less than 24 hours, I had 11 views and 4 watchers. So it is just this cool old REI jacket I picked up for $1.50 at my church rummage sale because it was on 50% off day. So it was originally $3. So you can see that cool old tag there, and that's what, based off of the research I could find, I couldn't find any other listed or sold REI jackets with that same tag. I'm guessing it's from the 60s, the 1960s, but I'm not positive exactly. And anyway, it's just a cool old jacket, and somebody thought it was too, so they bought it right away for, they originally offered me $30, I countered at $38 because I had so many watchers on it, and they took that offer. So anyway, guys, that's everything that sold today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did like it, please like it, and also if you're interested in seeing more content like this in the future, please subscribe if you can. Thank you all so much. We will catch you next time. Take care out there, and bye-bye.